Choices, choices, and more choices. Pondering personal accountability. Too often we find ourselves in a deep hole without a ladder or a rope. We find ourselves tied down seemingly forever. We look around outside of ourselves to see what is holding us back, what is holding us down. Who can we blame for this tragedy that is our lives? Personal accountability is something that people don't really talk about anymore, is it? At least it seems that way. It has become seemingly easier to just point fingers at others when we have bad days, when we have bad weeks, and even bad years. When things just don't seem to go our way. We look away from ourselves and we look for an invisible source of hindrance. Like most things in spirituality, we look away from ourselves, getting further and further away from the truth. We seemingly coast along, doing the same things over and over, yet expecting a different result. This is what we call insanity. The person you're looking to blame is standing in the mirror, looking back at you. It is easier that way, isn't it? Blaming circumstances and other people for where we have ended up. Complacency sets in, and stagnation takes over. We just put ourselves on autopilot because we can't seem to put our fingers on who or what has put us in this situation. Stop, turn around and look in the mirror. You have found the culprit to most of your problems. I, like many, have done this very thing and fallen victim to myself. It wasn't until I looked in the mirror to see who was behind this travesty. Does it have to be this way forever? It certainly can be the status quo for you if you continue to do the same things, go to the same places, allow influence from the same people, and make the same choices over and over and over again. You can continue to climb out of your homemade pit only to fall back down. You can continue to ignore your inner wisdom and keep yourself locked away in your man-made prison. You can change many of the ills in your situation by employing personal accountability. I know it's hard. Nothing worthwhile is ever going to be easy. But it does get easier as you go. I know there are limitations beyond your control, but not all of the issues in our lives are so. Look to change your outlook and perspective if your current one is holding you back. I'll share something personal with you. One of my children was born with a disability. She has learned to overcome the parts of her limitations by focusing on the parts that are not, and focusing on making those stronger. We never let her feel that she was lacking in speech or hearing. We taught her to use the other parts that did work well to compensate for the ones that did not. If you were to ask her if anything was wrong with her physically, she would have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. No one's going to throw you a rope or hand you the key. The pit you're in is really only knee-deep. The door to your prison is not even locked, and there are no guards watching you. What do you do from here? If I were you, I would step out of that hole and push the cell door open. Change your perspective. Change your outlook. Make different choices. Step out of your comfort zone. Entertain new ideas. Discover what things inside are holding you back and work to rid yourself of them. Spend time within and discover that it was you who locked yourself away. As it was said many times, be stubborn with your goals, but flexible with your methods. The ability to choose is our greatest strength and the true measure of freedom. It not only affects our inner world, but the world around us as well. By changing what is inside of us, we will also change what is outside of ourselves too. If you want your life to change, you must make that change inside of yourself first. Change your mind, and the rest will follow. Easier said than done, I know. But strive to be the change you wish to see in the world. Don't give away your power to strangers. Take control of your life as best you can. You are worthwhile, you are needed, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. Someone at work asked me a few days ago, "Hey man, how's your foot feeling?" I told him, "It hurts like hell, but it always hurts nowadays." He didn't know how to respond, but instead just profusely apologized, and I could sense a great deal of sorrow in his voice and on his face. I said to him, "It's okay, brother. You don't need to apologize. This is my life now. It is a part of who I am physically. I have accepted this fate and are already moving on. I can choose to wallow in this bum deal that life has dealt me, lock myself away and throw away the key. Or I can push through it, making myself stronger and stronger. Maybe someday it'll go away, but there's a chance that it may not. In the end, I'm not going to let this define me. My boss, who had overheard some of this, said that he thought I should be some kind of motivational or inspirational speaker. I looked at him and said, I would rather be a motivational doer. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. Help us reach more and more people out there. You can also help us by liking, commenting, and sharing the video as well. I love you all very much. And until next time, awaken the night within.